So on Sunday, we were looking at the Exodus, and specifically the period of Exodus known as the wilderness period, when the people had been brought out of slavery in Egypt, but were still waiting to enter into the blessing of the promised land. And one of the things we noted from Exodus chapter 16, Exodus chapter 17, is that in the wilderness, the people really were learning this lesson, that the greatest gift that God gives us is himself. We looked at the story of the people being hungry and how God's glory was there even before he provided manna, bread from heaven. We looked at the story of the people being thirsty and how God said that he would be there before them, giving them the water that they needed. And it got me thinking, I didn't get a chance to say this on Sunday morning, but how Jesus picks up on those two very instances and uses them to point to the fact that he is the gift that we need, how he is the one who brings us to God. Especially in John's Gospel, we see this very famously. Jesus says, "I am the bread of life," saying that we need to come to him in order to feed, to feast, to be filled up. In chapter 4 of John's Gospel, he's speaking to the Samaritan woman. Then later again, in chapter 7, he uses very similar language, speaking of himself as this living water, that those who are thirsty can come to him and they can drink and never be thirsty again. And I thought it was important just to think about that, remind ourselves this week that the ultimate goal, the ultimate gift of the rescue of the gospel isn't forgiveness in and of itself. It isn't ease and comfort. It isn't a ticket to heaven when we die. It is a relationship with God. It is being brought into his family. It is being able to say that we know him and we are known by him. Jesus wants us to come to him, not for the things that we can give him necessarily, although we praise, we glory, we rejoice in the fact that he is a God of abundant blessing, but wants us to come so that we can have him. That is the ultimate prize. That is the ultimate goal of the gospel. I didn't get a chance to kind of join those dots up on Sunday morning. I think it was only when I took my seat a little bit later on that it really struck me that Jesus takes these material gifts from the wilderness, which even at the time were only pointers that having God was the main thing. And he says, actually, I am those things even to you. So I just wanted to share that today to remind us about what we were thinking about on Sunday, about how the gift that we get isn't the promised land, it isn't the bread, it isn't the water. God gives us those things because he is rich in blessing and kindness and love and abundance. But the gift is ultimately God himself. And Jesus doubles down, triples down, quadruples down on that and says that he is the one who brings us into that right relationship with God, that what we need is him, life through him, the Spirit of God living amongst us, and a Father in heaven who we can come to freely and fully in Jesus' name. I hope that encourages you and helps you this week. Peace.